Hey everybody, this is 6 months later with the EDELRID OHMEGA. I have a lot of better thoughts on it now that I've actually used it for a while. I would call this thing basically a micro gree-gree, just with the way it works. I wouldn't really call it ohm or anything like that because it has an actual camming device, and when you see it in use, it actually basically functions just like the gree-gree. So you attach it to the first clip. That's been fine. The partner I climb with, he's 20 pounds heavier than me, so I have it on the 20-pound setting. Again, it's a 20, 40, and 60-pound weight difference. The best thing so far with using this is not getting short roped like at all. So as long as you have a good belayer, the short roping really just doesn't happen. With how smooth this thing goes through the pulley, it helps out a lot. So basically no resistance there. And then whenever you fall, it slowly pinches it. It's not a hard stop immediate. It's kind of like a slow stop. So you can kind of think about how a gree-gree, if you don't have your hand on the brake strand, the rope will just flow through it. But with this, the brake strand is you. Of course, you're connected to a gree-gree. It's not your belay device, but as the rope is going up, it's changing the angle and camming. And I've been able to give a lot of really smooth catches opposed to, with an ohm or anything like that, where it's a lot of an immediate stop. With this one, it's smooth, it's still dynamic. As the belayer, you can still jump and move up the wall with them, so it still makes belaying fun. Whereas with the ohm, it's really just not as fun to belay. It's more of a hard catch for both the belayer and the climber. So my thoughts and opinions on this over the last 6 months have really grown. This is definitely one of my favorite devices that I've used. So to give you an example of how this thing works, you're clipping into the first clip, but the device isn't actually going to give you any assist on the brake until your partner clips the second clip. So no matter what you have this set to, 20, 40, 60 pound difference, if they fall at the first clip, there's no weight difference that's going to be felt. You're on a pulley at that point, because if it's pulling down, the camming device doesn't really activate. But once they're clipped into that second clip, the Omega is going to be pulling upward. And once it's pulling upward, that's when the cam can actually engage and slow that rope and actually create that difference in force that's going to allow a lighter belayer for a heavier climber. But the product's been great. I've been very happy with it. I'd love to see more people able to use them. They were pretty hard to get a hold of, and they still kind of are. But if you get the opportunity to, I would definitely say if you have a heavier climber, go ahead and use it. And then the other thought is, what about just any climber when you have the same weight for the climber or even a lower weight? I've been climbing with this too. I don't do it all the time because there's really no point, but this isn't going to make it impossible to come down the wall if, say, your climber is lighter than the belayer. It just acts the same way. It doesn't really prevent you. I've seen the video of that one dude stuck and climbing down the rope. It really doesn't make any sense why he had to do that. I can't recreate that. And if I did, I would just have the belayer climb up the wall a little bit, take the weight off of the device, unclip the device even. It really didn't make any sense. But you're not going to get stuck with it. If you do, you're doing something wrong. But this is the EDELRID OHMEGA. Also, side note, I have a EDELRID harness that has a little side pocket on it, and this fits in the little side pocket, so I can bring it with me all the time and don't really have to worry about losing it. And that's my thoughts.